Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to the world, wherever you are. It is Christmas. It is Christmas. Saturday is Christmas, of course. Hey, we want to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas, of course. All right, let's go.
Okay, great.
So is it Dr. Bash?
No, it's just simply Mr. Batch. That's fine.
Very good. All right,
I'm a
Mr.
chemist.
Batch. All right, so let's move along. So tell us, you are managing director and owner. I am very careful with people's titles, sir. So I have to be very cautious, okay? So that's why
Sure,
I'm
sure, sure.
insisting that. Anyway, let's move along. So tell us about Biotech Limited, and what is it about?
Right. So Biotech Plus is a proprietary blend of quaternary ammonia salts. It's a biomedical grade graded product produced right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And just to get the title correct, I'm managing director and owner of YBMS Biotech Limited, which is the proprietary owner and blending company of Biotech Plus.
All right, so what is Biotech Plus? What does it do for us? This time we need as much medication and much so as to assist our bodies. Tell us what is it and what does it do?
Sure, sure, sure. Well, it's a very innovative product. So it's actually a disinfectant that we've been manufacturing for 14 years, and it is also a sanitizer. No, many people would have been probably tired of hearing about the word sanitizer. So what we usually say and what it's actually about is the fact that it is capable of removing, actually internationally certified, capable of removing algae, fungus, molds, bacteria, and viruses. And it does all of this on contact. It is completely non-toxic and biodegradable. And essentially, it's also food certified. And all of these testings are internationally verifiable. And so we have done these testings over the 14-year period, and we continue to renew them. Originally, the product was made for agricultural usage, and then progressively so, we did the testing for animals. So then we moved to farms, and then for humans as well. And then actually, we did the applications for food for which we are also certified. So you can wash your fruits and vegetables. That's a great example, your meats. You can also apply this product into your air conditioning units, your hotels for mold removal and allergens. We have a number of veterinary clinics across Trinidad and Tobago that use it for pets. It's also pet friendly as it is non-systemic, and for the same reason that it can be used for humans. So you can apply it onto skin as well, which is why we have it as a sanitizer application in our ready to use bottles. So one may have asked, well, what were you doing before COVID? Because interestingly, we were also the first company in Trinidad and Tobago, verifiable by our certificates, February to March of 2020, to be certified for COVID-19 as well. So the 12 years before COVID-19, we were primarily industrial, which means we were used in hospitality, so hotels. We are in the premier hotels. Most of the premier hotels of Trinidad and Tobago have used it for at least one purpose or the other, meaning Hyatt, Hilton, Radisson, Magdalena, Marriott. So your very own Magdalena uses Biotech Plus and is fully and comprehensively outfitted, I should say, with Biotech Plus. So they would use it in their rooms if guests come in for mold applications, and they also would use it in their kitchens to remove bacteria. The product can be used in refrigerators as well. Simply used in your bathrooms where you have your tiles and mildew would be growing. You would scrub it off as usual, and then you
All
would
right,
apply the Biotech Plus
very
on the
good.
wall. And it is
All right, let's stay
sure.
there with, and you mentioned disinfectant and the bathroom and it's safe around food and so on. So now it's
Correct.
cleaning time. Everybody wants the best product. There's in the bathroom, there's some stubborn mildew or stains
Right. Yes, yes.
sudsil that really is difficult to remove. Tell us about the
Correct.
product that you have that can
Right.
remove those stubborn sudsil, those stains in the bathroom tile.
Sure, sure, sure. Well, okay, so in the bathroom, what you have is mildew and you have fungus primarily. You can use Biotech Plus in two very unique ways in the bathroom. You can spray it on and leave it for approximately 5 to 10 minutes, after which you will be able to very, very easily remove the mildew and fungus. Or, which I prefer, is if you give it a regular scrub with whatever you were using, then you'd apply the Biotech Plus once the tile is dry. What will happen is that you will get an inhibition of that pathogen, that mildew or that fungus on tiles for approximately 3 weeks. And I like the fact that you mentioned that it's cleaning time now, because a lot of people like to paint now as well. And what's a fun fact about Biotech Plus is because of the same inhibition, you can use it again in two very unique ways. One, with your power washing sprays, you put it into the water of your power washer and you apply it. Now you may think, well, isn't the power washer going to do the job? Yes, it will. But what happens after? The active ingredient in Biotech Plus, which are a combination of quaternary ammonia salts, which I can get into later, will then stay in the pores or the porous areas of your walls on the outside and continue to work, which means the algae slash mildew slash fungus will not regrow. It will take its time, very much so. So you have a prolonged effect or residual effect of Biotech Plus
All right.
in the wall.
Right. There's another concern that these quote unquote chemical products that remove stains and so on can and do have an effect on, or there are people who suffer from allergies and so on. Tell us about the effect on the user and how safe it is with this product. If not, guide us accordingly.
Sure, sure, sure. Well, I love the fact that you brought that up because that's one of our biggest talking points. And because of the innovation of the product, really, as I mentioned to you earlier, this is really a proprietary blend. So it's the brains of all of our managing directors in our company, biomedical engineers, and chemists. As I mentioned to you before, the product was made originally for plants, which means we wanted to create a product that was completely harmless to plants and the environment. And then progressively so we realized it was the same for humans. So the product is completely non-toxic and biodegradable. It's actually been, as I mentioned to you before, internationally certified. It has been also been locally certified by the Bureau of Standards and Chemistry, Food and Drug. Beautifully is the fact that it has no negative effect on your respiratory system. It's inhalable, causes no desiccation at all, and it will remove all of the pathogens that I would have mentioned to you before. I use a key word in the introduction, which is non-systemic, which means that you can apply it onto your skin. And what it does is it works only on the surface area of your skin, which means it will not absorb into your skin, into your bloodstream, which is a major, major factor. So it works as a sanitizer on your skin without doing you any harm. It will also be non-abrasive, which means you will have no allergic reaction. And I should say additionally, it also removes allergens in the air because it is an air purifier. So most people have air conditioning systems, and we are in tropical equatorial climate, which means everyone is going to face mold. Also, so what you essentially should do is apply the Biotech Plus into the intake of your ACs, or on the coils. You can apply it directly on the coils of the AC. It will remove the mold, the allergens. It will also remove the dust as well in the air. And because it has a residual effect, it will stay on the coils for a further 3 to 7 days. And if it's an isolated area, it will stay there for 30 days and keep
Okay.
working, which means your AC will keep pushing it out and you will keep purifying your air.
Okay. Let's get to the items or the number of products that is offered by Biotech. You spoke about air purifier there with your air condition, right? That's what you're saying. You spoke about hand sanitizer. I want to get that very clear. That is a separate product, is it? Or is it? And I want you to itemize the products because you're promoting your brand here. So tell us: hand sanitizers, air purifiers, bathroom cleaners. Go down the list. Dishwashing liquid. Tell us what is available with Biotech, the Biotech brand.
Well, I must say, my friend, you are asking some excellent questions, and I did not get your name, so I'm just going to refer to you as Sue. So, Sue, thank you very much.
Well, I am Brother B. That's my sobriquet. So you can refer to me as Brother B.
Okay, Mr. Brother B. All right. Well, good morning
You can't say
again.
Mr. Brother B.
So,
It's Brother B. All right, good. Yes, go ahead.
all right, Brother B. All right, Brother B. So you can just call me Yasir as well, okay? Or Yasa. Yasa is very easy for everyone.
All right.
So to answer your question, again, it's a lovely question because we pride ourselves in telling our customers and our Biotech Plus family that we are all in one product, meaning this one product can be used and is certified for the removal of algae and mildew, fungus, molds, bacteria, and viruses. So that's 5 to 6 different products. And what that means also is in each of those 5 to 6 products, you have different segments. You have food processing, you have medical, you have agriculture, you have farms, you have hospitality, which includes hotels, restaurants, cafes, and you have domestic. So for all of those segments, which have subsegments or subdivisions, you can use this one product. So I'm just going to show you our original presentation. This is it here. If I get the angle correct, there we go. So this was before we had our ready-to-use versions. We had our concentrate, which is the Biotech Plus dual chambered bottle. Actually, originally it was even in sachets. So we had 12 sachets in a box. Now, recently, about a year and a half ago to 2 years, we moved to this lovely bottle here. So it's called dual chamber because you have two chambers, this mini chamber right here. Right, there we go. So this mini chamber is actually a half of an ounce or 15 milliliters. This little chamber here will give you 1 gallon. Out of this bottle here, which is 240 milliliters, you will get 12 gallons for COVID-19. So remember, we are certified for COVID-19 to completely remove it. So you get 12 gallons for COVID-19 applications here. You can use an electrostatic fogger, for example, to do the applications for COVID-19 in large areas, or you could use very simply hand-pumped bottles, like simply our 1 liter bottles, to apply it up in the air or on any surface, or even the small electrostatic guns. What is also very interesting is that the product is actually engineered for electrostatic machines, and we were one of the first companies, if not the first company in Trinidad and Tobago, which was approximately 6 or 7 years ago, to bring out the electrostatic machines for usage. I don't think I've ever seen it in Trinidad and Tobago before we started applying it. And at that time, of course, there was no COVID-19. So it was primarily for the hotels across Trinidad that needed it for mold remediation, right? So essentially, you have this product that is in also different presentation forms, which the rest of them would be in ready-to-use form. So we have a 125 milliliter, which is a tiny bottle that is simply for our female users and our kids. They can have it on hand. They put it in their book bags. They can put it into their purses. We have the 250 milliliters. I recommend those. You can use them in your car, for example, or on your desk. Sanitize your desk. When you go in your car is a buffer between the world and your home. So let's say you are leaving the grocery store and you have 4 or 5 bags of groceries in your car. Now everybody is frustrated because they get home, they have to remove everything and then spray it down. However, when you get in your car, you simply put up your windows, you put on your AC, and you apply the Biotech Plus in the air. Because the car is a buffer, it is now going to sanitize or disinfect all of the bags that are in the car, and then you are also disinfected because the AC is going to circulate the Biotech Plus, and by gravity, of course, it will descend upon you. So you are no longer taking any germs home. So that's a lovely,
Good.
lovely application there.
Very good.
Right.
I want to stay a little bit
and then,
with the yes. I want to be. You're finished with that point because I want to bring in the whole question of that germ killing of the germs of the COVID-19 virus. Given
lovely.
the presence of this Omicron variant of the virus,
Omicron, yeah.
Omicron, yeah.
Right.
How how is the product designed to deal with any mutation of the virus in your in your labs? Are your scientists working on how do we adjust, maybe to add a little bit of something, I don't know what you want to call it, and you drop an extra dose, I don't know. Tell us about your readiness to adjust to the variants of this virus.
Well, I swear I have to start calling you Dr. Brother B, because I mean your questions are on point, boy. They're on point. I love them. I love them.
Thank you.
Right? I'm really again happy that you asked this question because I don't want to go against mandates, right? But I have to say it very frankly. So it is very interesting that the CDC in 1998, and we have that study with us. It's a case study that was done with a alcohol-based sanitizer. It starts with PP. I'm not gonna say the entire word. And they showed that alcohol-based sanitizers actually do not kill the virus or eliminate the virus, I should say, completely, because the virus is actually dead until it gets into the system. So the word is eliminate. So what do I mean by that? Well, the alcohol-based product is a very, very well-known or well-branded product in the world. Um, Only removed the outer layer of the structure of the virus cell, right? Which means the cell membrane was left intact. What happens when the cell membrane is left intact? The cell is now capable of mutating, and therefore you get different strains.
Yes.
That's how that works. Okay. Now, CDC, WHO, all of a sudden is saying you have to use alcohol, 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 alcohol. Interestingly enough, our product does not contain alcohol or bleach. We use a proprietary blend of quaternary ammonia salts and are still internationally certified to kill human corona, SARS-CoV-2, and COVID-19, which are all the same. All right. So, and what the product does, to answer your question, is it cuts through the cell wall, then the cell membrane, gets into the cell, removes all the organelles so that the viral cell is completely dead and cannot replicate. And therefore, you will not get strains from it. So it's doing a much better job
Okay.
than the alcohol-based things that exist out there.
Very good. All right. So we've got that clear. I still wasn't clear about allergies. And I'm going to pursue as much as that is a very, very important question. If, or concern rather, for the customer. Look, I may be allergic to the smell of something, guide us with as far as those who may have allergies or how it may affect as much as you may think that it is foolproof. Let's talk about the allergies that might be as a result of this product.
Lovely. Okay, so we'll have to talk about, if we talk about two allergies, you have to talk about two things. You have to talk about open air and we have to talk about isolated areas.
Yes.
So isolated areas, we can refer to them as your homes, your bedrooms. Open air would be, of course, if you go outside, right? So naturally, if you go outside, the only way you can protect yourself from allergies is to block your nose or to use some sort of medication for the allergies, right? There's absolutely nothing you can really do in terms of a product application for the greater wilderness, right? Having said that, homes are where we significantly find issues of allergies. When we wake up in the morning, we sneeze, we go into a dusty room, we sneeze, or if the area has been left for some time, there again has the problem of mold. So the product again is very uniquely created in the sense that when we engineer this product, we use our unique chains. These chains have a base of ammonium chloride. Ammonium has a positive charge, right? So what it does, this positive charge, in a very simple, the simplest way I can describe it is that the positive charge in the chain is the biggest thing. Okay, so picture a train, for example, right? A train has many chambers to it, but the front of the chain is usually the largest because you have your engine there. So think of it like that, like a satellite essentially, right? So this is positively charged. Now this positive charge, when it is applied into the air, it then seeks out negative charges. The negative charges are found on all airborne pathogens, actually on all pathogens, right? So the allergens, they would be negatively charged, whether they are found in the form of mold or regular particulates in the air, they are ionized. Ionized meaning they will be charged either positively or negatively. A simple test, most people might be familiar with, when you go to the Apollo and you put your hand on the ball and your hair starts raising. That's a great that's how the effect essentially works, because you then have two sets of charges there.
Yeah.
So what is happening is the positive charge is now going to attract the negative charge, just like a magnet, right? So positive meeting negative. Once that attraction happens, the Biotech Plus, which is the ammonium chloride aspect, or the ammonium chloride chain, I should say, is now going to attach itself, destroy that pathogen in whatever form it is immediately on contact. And that is why, for example, it completely eliminates all of the allergens that are in the air. Because remember, and that's why we always say apply it into your AC as well, because the AC is going to expel it into the air, right? So you are removing it from your AC, meaning the mold and the allergens. Also, you apply it into the air, so it purifies the air, killing all of the allergens as well, so that you know when you wake up in the morning are no longer going to suffer from, the sneezes, the irritations at your eyes, even
Okay.
irritations of your skin, because allergens can have a number of reactions on your
Very
body.
good. All right. So I'm sold. All right.
You
The key
saw?
to
Okay,
this.
awesome. Amazing.
Listen. I walked through with this, given that we have to come to this point. So,
Right,
right. So you sold the product. Now it's time for me to buy. How do I get
right.
this product? Where is it available in Tobago? And tell us how it's what is offered during the season, and tell us how we can access the product.
Sure. So actually, so this is Tobago TV. And by the way, guys, I just want to say I'm happy for all of you that your beaches are now open. This is Tobago Life. This is Tobago people. This is what you are about, And I
Yeah.
just want to say also, I am a Tobagoan at heart. My father is a retired corrosion engineer, and he used to work on the pipelines that ran from Tobago to Trinidad. So, as a baby, moving onward progressively, I was very, very regularly in Tobago, as he would have invested in a small timeshare in Tobago. So I used to be there very regularly. And I'll tell you, I'm Tobagoan at heart. My mother used to buy the cassava powder and make the porridge for me in the morning. Just
Uh-huh.
tell you how Tobago.
Uh-huh. So you know
Yeah,
me.
I
Oh.
know.
All
Yes,
right,
I
great,
know
great,
it,
great.
I know.
All right, so how do we get the
Right?
product?
Right. So it's pretty much in. Let me just pull this up for you here, because we have Elite Island Trading, which is a distributor company in Tobago run by Mr. Joel Alain. He is our man on the ground, and he has been able to put it in SKM Supermarket, Delaford, West Coast Minimart, Small Town Grocery, and Trim's Minimart. It is also expected to be in Penny Savers very soon. We had a conversation with them some time ago, and I hope in the new year to be able to put it in Penny Savers. And of course, any company or retail store that really wants to carry Biotech Plus, as it really is a unique brand, and because it's a product of Trinidad and Tobago, our prices will not be expensive. We have very cost effective prices, because I manufacture it from scratch in Trinidad from my salts, which means I cannot and I will not have high prices for my own people. That makes no sense. So these are the places that you can get it. Also, if you wanted to go onto our website, for those of you all who have a pen and paper close by, it's YBMS Biotech, biotec.com. So there's no H on the biotech, ybmsbiotech.com. You go on there, there's also a sales page, and we can put you onto all of the different arms of our product, because we also have a service arm and we have arms for hospitality. So different distributors do different things. Now, Mr. Joel Alain is our man on the ground, and he will meet with you. He can bring in the rest of our teams. We can check out the different places, whether it is a hotel or is a medical facility. So and then we can then prescribe essentially what it is you need. Essentially, also, our company is not just a manufacturing company. A lot of people don't know that we are actually a quality control company. So what we do is when we go in and we do these assessments in your areas, we then do protocols for you to show you how you would save money over time. So if you are looking at me right now, I'm assuming that the graph, if I were to draw an imaginary graph, would be from left to right. So it's going to be this way, right? So your X and your Y. So essentially, when you start using Biotech Plus with our protocols, you actually would start, let's say, middle of the graph, and then you actually start going down as the weeks and the months go by until you keep with a maintenance value, which
Very
will
good.
obviously help you save money,
Okay.
right? So you have the retail versions, you have the concentrate versions, and of course, they're all very
All right.
super cost effective.
All right, it was indeed a pleasure. We want to thank you for sharing with us this new product. And of course, as I said, I'm sold, and of course, I'm going to make them stubborn mildew in the bathroom. I need to get a problem. So I have to clean up and so on to finish up the
And so
cleaning up
before
for
you
the
go,
Christmas. Yes?
right, before you go, of course, the big thing, of course, in the world right now is COVID-19, and you
Of
can
course.
get very simply retail versions for the COVID-19. And I'm gonna call you now, Dr. Brother B, from henceforth. All right,
All right, thank you for the honor. And I've taken that. Doctor, yeah, it fit, right? And it fit? Yeah, we'll wear it. All right,
lovely,
thank you.
lovely, lovely.
A pleasure. And all the best to
Okay,
you, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and all the best. Good things, sir.
same here, sir. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Very good. All right. Thank you. All right. And of course, Biotech Plus, new product, of course, to protect you from COVID-19 and the variants. And of course, he spoke about the varying brands that you can utilize in your home and so on. So very interested indeed. And we want to thank you, sir. And all the best to you and the Biotech brand. All right. Let's go now for morning news. When we come back, we speak fire protection during this season. See you then.